Let's do this. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's opportunity call where we are going to be telling you all about our online business and our incredible health products as well. So, we are going to get kick-started straight away with our amazing Paula, who is an incredible expert on all of our amazing products.
Thank you, Sara, and hi everyone. Welcome to this evening's call and happy first day of lockdown number 2. Hope you're coping okay. So talking about lockdown, there's absolutely no better time to get healthy, and our Juice Plus products just fit in absolutely perfectly with everything that's going on at the moment. Everybody wants to be healthier. Everybody, just wants to support their immune system. So I'm going to share with you our amazing products, and first of all, I'll just start with how I like them. I got introduced to them about 6 years ago. I heard a presentation similar to what you're going to hear this evening, and I was just absolutely blown away by everything that I heard. The fact that you can get 30 fruits and vegetables, raw fruits and vegetables in capsules, get your, all of those fruits and vegetables all in one go in such a convenient way, just made perfect sense to me. I loved listening to the stories, which I'm sure you'll hear this evening, people's testimonials, and I loved the science behind them, which again, I'll cover briefly a little bit later on. So I started taking them straight away, couldn't wait to get started. And within a couple of days, I just loved how much more energy I had. I just couldn't believe it, to be honest. I was just like, where's all this energy come from? And 6 years later, I'm full of energy all the time. I haven't had one day sick since. And I used to always get seasonal colds, 2 or 3 colds a year. And I honestly have not had one day sick since, and I feel better than I've ever felt. So I put it down to put in all this nutrition into my body every single day. So I'll just run through exactly what they are. So I'll start with our premium capsules, which are the 3 bottles there. Now, our products are the most researched nutritional product in the world. They've got almost 40 gold standard clinical studies backing all of their outstanding health benefits. And at the moment, what we're looking for at the moment is to support our immune system. They've got 4 clinical studies showing that they support the immune system. So I think absolutely essential at the moment. So I'll just flick onto the next slide, please. So as you can see here, not enough people are eating fruits and vegetables. Now, the more fruits and vegetables we eat, it's the healthier we are. It's no surprise at all. The more of the antioxidants, phytonutrients, and everything that we get in fruits and vegetables help to support our body and keep us healthy. And almost 90% of adults are not getting enough vegetables. Almost 60% are not getting enough fruits. And it gets even worse when you get over to the kids. There's, 96% of kids not getting enough fruits and vegetables, and over 70% of youngsters. So, that just, says, we need to find a way to get more fruits and vegetables into our body. Now, there's lots of reasons why we don't get enough. Like one, there isn't as much choice, and it's not all seasonal. Like berries, more difficult to get in winter, and the choice that you get and the quality that you get, and also the expense as well. And also, it's just time. So that's where these capsules just come in absolutely perfectly, because you can just get your fruits and vegetables in the capsules. And I'm not saying don't eat your regular fruits and vegetables, but this is how you can bridge the gap between what you are eating and what you should be eating. Next slide, please, James. So you can see here the blend that we've got. So we've got, out of the fruit blend, you're getting all of those fruits into your diet, into your body every single day, in just these convenient little capsules here. So these are jam-packed full of pineapples, orange, cherry, peach, mango, and so on. I won't read them all out. They're called whole food because you're actually getting the whole food. So unlike what you get in the supermarket. I mean, what you do get in the supermarket, but what you eat. Like say, for example, with an orange, you don't eat the peel, or most people don't eat the peel, but that is actually where all the nutrition is. And all, you know, with all the things like with the apple, you know, you eat the peel. Our capsules have got all of the full fruit in. The same with the vegetables. You get in here broccoli, kale, spinach, all those leafy greens and so on. Actually it's empty, so I can't show you, but there's the little bottle there. And every single day, and we all know how healthy broccoli is, we all know how healthy kale is, and you know, to get them every single day in your body without having to think, oh, I've got to go and buy them from the supermarket, I've got to cook them, what am I going to serve it with, and all that kind of thing. It's just straight away in your body. And getting onto the berries here, we get in Concord grape, pomegranate, bilberries, blueberries, and so on. So we're getting berries that we've probably never even eaten, let alone every single day. And I heard one of the doctors or someone talking on a recent convention about the grapes here, like the Concord grape. They're not just any kind of grapes, they're the grapes with the most antioxidants in, and phytonutrients and polyphenols and all the things that help to, like, really high levels of nutrition in there that help to keep you healthy. So with the capsules, they go straight into the bloodstream. They're totally bioavailable, so they get absorbed by the body, and they feed your body at a cellular level, so every cell is benefiting. So from head to foot, every single cell benefits. So unlike regular supplements, like, you know, the multivitamins that, you know, commonly people buy in Holland and Barrett, Boots and places like that, they're synthetic made, they're not whole food. So there's a complete difference with them. Because they're synthetic made, the body doesn't recognize them, they're not food, they're not bioavailable, don't get absorbed by the body, and basically just flush through. Anyone taking a Barocca, you'll see it's orange in the glass, and when you go to the toilet, it's exactly the same color. What we call it is expensive urine. So with this, you know, absolute you know, you can be guaranteed that you're getting all of the nutrients into your body and your body's absorbing it. Thanks, James. And so this is Bill, our cranberry farmer. So we choose the farmers all over the world. So we don't just, you know, they're not made in a factory, they're farm grown all over the world. So like Bill, the cranberry farmer, Juice Plus will have chosen his farm because of the quality. And all over the world is where, you know, they're all grown. They're not all just grown in one place. They are herbicide and pesticide free, so you know, even better than organic. They're batch tested all the way through, you know, to check that everything is exactly what it says it is. And what they do is they grow the fruits and vegetables. They then pick them at their optimal ripeness. So they're not waiting, they're not having to pick them a few weeks before, like they do with the ones that you see in the supermarket. Now, the reason the ones in the supermarket are picked earlier is because they've got to be transported across the world or the country or wherever. They've then got to, you know, sit in the supermarket till someone buys them, then sit at home. So they've got to have those extra few weeks before. We don't have to do that. We pick them, we wait until they've got all of the nutrition in. I always think it's a bit like a baby. It's gone full term, so it's, you know, it's got everything it needs. And then they juice them at a speed that keeps the nutrition in. They then take away the water, the sugar, and the fiber, so completely safe for people with diabetes. And then they dry them at a temperature that keeps the nutrients in. And what's left is the powders of all the, you know, just basically the nutrients. So you haven't got all this stuff that you don't need. You've just got the nutrients left, the antioxidants, the phytonutrients, the micronutrients, and all the things that help to keep us healthy from fruits and vegetables. And then they're just encapsulated in the capsules. And then, you know, we can just take them with a large glass of water every day and get all that yummy goodness inside us. Thanks, James. So as well as the adults being able to benefit with the capsules, we've got this amazing program called Healthy Starts for Families program. Now, any parent would be a huge fan of this. I'm a mother. I absolutely love this program. It's my favorite. My daughter has been she started with the chewable. She's now on the capsule since she was 5. She's now 12, and I can put my hand on my heart and say she's not had one day sick since she started. She's gone through school for 6.5 years, sitting with friends at school who were full of cold and whatever, and she's not picked up anything. So I absolutely love them. Now, the best thing about this program is that they're absolutely free. So children from the age of 4 all the way through, if they're in full-time education, up to the age of 21, so teenage years, university years, completely covered with their nutrition with Juice Plus. They get them absolutely free with an adult order. So the whole family can benefit. They can start off with chewables, and as they get a bit older, go on to the capsules. 1.5 million children and families have taken part in this program all over the world. We're in almost 30 countries, and an amazing 96% of participants have reported health benefits, which is absolutely amazing. I said my daughter is one of them. So pop on next slide, please, James. So there they go. That's the chewables. They come in a pouch, and you can see there the fruits and vegetables that are on the packets. That's actually what is inside. So we all know, as if you are a parent, that it's really difficult to get things like broccoli and kale and all those nutrients in. But as if you're not getting them in, you're not in your diet, you're not getting the nutrition, which is why people get sick, because they're not getting the right levels of nutrition. So this is just such a simple and easy and genius way of getting all that nutrition into your child without all the fuss. So they can think that they're eating their sweets in the chewables, but actually they're having their 5 a day and plus. So absolutely amazing. No brainer. Thanks, James. So you can see here some of the statistics. After just 1 year of participants taking the chewables or the capsules, 71% of children and teenagers consuming less fast food and soft drinks, 89% more aware of their health, 71% drinking more water, 61% eating more fruits and vegetables. So why is that? It's because what you put in your body starts to crave. Feed your body with McDonald's and donuts and loads of sugar and junk, and that's exactly what your body will start to crave. And that's why people get into those kind of ruts of, eating in that kind of way. Put in high level nutrition into your body starts to crave more nutritious food. So don't be surprised if your children are taking the capsules or the chewables, and they suddenly start saying, Mummy, Daddy, can I have some broccoli? Can I have some spinach? It's massively common, and as you can see here, 61% eating more fruits and vegetables. So as well as them getting the base nutrition with our products, that actually then it helps to change their whole view on their own diet and their tastes as well. So it just basically sets them up for life. Thanks, James. So you can see here some of the studies. As I said, there's actually now almost 40 gold standard clinical studies, which are basically the best ones that you can get. 4 show that they support the immune system. Massively important just now. There's a study that shows it helps to support the DNA. There's one for skin health, which is really important. People with things like acne, eczema, all those kind of things, or just bad skin, is usually your skin is an organ, is your biggest organ, so it's showing up what's going on the inside. Feed it with high level of nutrition, and honestly, you'll notice a huge difference on your skin. In fact, my father had a really bad eczema for 20 years, and after nothing ever worked, and after only 3 months of taking Juice Plus Premium capsules, it completely cleared up, and that was 6.5 years ago now, and it's never come back. We can't make any claims, of course. Oh, wait a minute, I've got a barking dog here. Where's Wilson? We can't make any claims, but it just goes to show what happens when you support your health. We've got a dental health study, and we've also got one for to show that we've also got one for oxidative stress, and also that they reduce inflammation, which is really important as well. Thanks, Dan. So we've got our omegas as well. Now, omegas are amazing for brain health, eye health, cardiovascular health, your joints, your skin, and again, every single cell in your body. Now, the good thing about the Juice Plus omegas is they're actually from plants. So there's no fish in sight. And they're, instead of them just being omegas 3 and 6, which is what you commonly get from fish oils, they're 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And you can see the list of oils of the seeds and plants that we get our omegas from, and they're the best source of omegas like in the world, and that's where they're getting from. So instead of like say the ones that you normally get, the fish oils, they're made from the algae oil that is inside the fish. Okay, we cut the fish out and we go straight to the bottom of the sea and get the algae oil from its natural source, without having to have the fish. And so perfect for vegans, vegetarians, and anyone who is conscious about things like that. And also you don't get the mercuries, toxins and plastic residues and stuff commonly found in fish oils. And you can see here the whole list of oils there that the omegas come from, but these are absolutely amazing. Thanks, James. So that's our capsules. We've got our complete range, which is, I just love these. And these are fantastic for lockdown because they're so easy, convenient. You don't have to think about what am I going to cook and I've got to go to the supermarket. Basic complete means it's a complete meal. So you get everything your body needs for a highly nutritious meal in either chocolate or fruit bar, a soup, which is absolutely delicious, or a shake. Now the shakes are amazing for a healthy breakfast, for just a meal replacement. If you want to lose weight, you can have it as a meal replacement. Now they've got nearly 19 grams of plant protein, totally vegan, like all of our products are vegan. Carbohydrates from root vegetables. It's got almost 20 of the fruits and vegetables that you get that I showed you before. So complete meal as a shake, soup or bar. Thanks, James. And then we've got our lift, which is essential if you just want that little kind of afternoon pick-me-up or morning pick-me-up if you've got, kids and you're not sleeping through the night. And this is unlike any of the energy drinks that you would normally get that are jam-packed full of caffeine, chemicals, sugars, and so on. This, all it's made from, like all of our products, is plants. So you'll see here mango, guava, lemon peel, absolutely, full of essential B vitamins. So, that's what you're getting basically. You're having an energy drink made from plants, and which are B vitamins, and the natural caffeine is from the yerba mate plant. So there's no chemicals in there or added sugars, and it's absolutely delicious. It's just like a powder. Mix it with some water, drink it, and 20 minutes later you're full of energy. Thanks, James. So there you go. We've got the capsules for maintenance, daily support for you and your family. We've got the complete for control, nutritionally balanced meal, or weight loss if you want to use it as a meal replacement. And then we've got our Uplift, now called Uplift, for performance and natural energy boost. So that's our products. If you haven't tried them, highly recommend that you give them a go. Get back to who put you on the Zoom this evening, and I definitely give them a go and get started. You'll love them. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Paula. Absolutely as always, thank you. And as Paula said, you know, right now is a crucial time to be taking care of your health and your nutritional intake, as is all the time, but even more so now. And I think our products are really amazing for just ensuring, obviously, that we're getting everything that we need on a day-to-day basis without all the stress. So the way that I really like to see our capsules as well is it's all the benefits of juicing minus all the mess and minus all the, you know, the huge expense as well. Because I think you all remember when we used to do juicing, feels like years ago, but these huge machines, loads of fruit and veg, tiny cup of juice. So our capsules cut out all of that and they will make you feel absolutely amazing. So we are going to move on, and we have got some incredible guest speakers coming up this evening, so I'm super excited to hear from them all. And up first we have got our lovely Samantha. I hope. Are you there, Samantha? If you are, if you just unmute yourself, you just need to click it at the bottom.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little bit nervous.
You're going to do amazing. We're really grateful that you're here to share your story with us.
No, thank you very much. Yeah, so I was invited on here this evening by Millie, just to share kind of my experience of Juice Plus so far. So my experience began towards the end of lockdown, the first one, and what happened to me was just before lockdown kicked in, I'd had a baby boy, and it was a very exciting time, and we had so much planned. I'm a primary school teacher, so being off work, having basically weekdays to do things that I physically can't do normally. We'd had Disneyland booked, we had 2 holidays, we were just going to do all sorts of lovely things, and obviously lockdown hit and I couldn't do any of it. So my instant reaction was kind of anger. The only thing in my head at the point decent to come out of 2020 was my little boy. I actually started to, and it sounds really awful, but I started to resent not having him, but having him at the time that I did, and I felt really guilty for having him at that time, and the pressure I put on myself was quite ridiculous. But I kind of took lockdown as best as I could. My husband worked 12-hour day shifts, 12-hour night shifts, so I was basically on my own with a newborn and a toddler. She's 3, and I basically went from being quite happy and healthy with a bit of baby weight to sitting in the garden every day, drinking every day, just getting through lockdown the only way at that point that I knew how, which was sitting in the garden, enjoying the sunshine, letting the kids play, looking after the newborn, and just drinking probably wine at every opportunity, which looking back now, I didn't realise how much I was actually drinking and the effect that it was having. And I remember one day it got really warm, and I said, oh, I need to go and change out my leggings. And I went to put some shorts on and they didn't fit. Another pair of shorts, it didn't fit. A skirt, it didn't fit. And I ended up sunbathing in my pajamas because it was the only thing that I had that fitted. And I think I did that for about 2 weeks. And because I was in my pajamas, I wasn't realising what I was doing. Then takeaways opened. So we were getting a Nando's and sitting in the garden with wine and Nando's in pajamas in the sun. And then lockdown all of a sudden got lifted. And I had to put clothes on and nothing fit, and I'd never felt more miserable, and the anger of lockdown just hit even harder. Everything had been taken away from me. I couldn't do anything, and I looked horrendous. I felt awful, and I was a really negative person, and I've never been a negative person. Nothing willed me anymore. I wasn't very happy, so kind of having the get up and go to be productive that day wasn't as easy. Anyway, I stalked a friend on Instagram who's going to speak in a moment, which is Gemma, and I noticed she was putting on meals that just looked amazing on Instagram. So I reached out to her, who put me in touch with Millie, and I joined Fit Girl Club. And I thought, well, it's all or nothing, I'm just going to do it. And Millie's Fit Girl Club just changed everything. And at first I didn't go with the products. I said, I'm just going to do it on my own. And I think it was about 2 weeks or so, and I thought, well, I'm missing a trick. These girls are having amazing shakes for their breakfast, and I'm waiting for porridge to cool down while I feed my newborn. It really wasn't working that great. So I decided to take the plunge, and I got some shakes and some boosters, and it just changed. Actually, no, I won one of the competitions, and you got some shakes, and I thought, yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. So I took the plunge, got the shakes, got the boosters, and just turned into a little chef. Basically, I love cooking. My favorite thing is probably cooking. It's a bit of, but I didn't realize how much of a stress relief I found cooking. And I'd heard of Juice Plus beforehand, and probably negatively, in terms of not the products and things like that, but in terms of, oh, you're on Juice Plus, you're on shakes, you're on one of those diets, and you sharp realise that it's not a diet at all. What I was doing with Fit Girl Club was far from a diet. I'd never eaten as much in my life. I still don't eat as much, but I've managed to lose 15 pounds and 19 inches, and not only do I look a lot better, but I feel so much better. I'm back to my positive self. And now, instead of I could have looked at this lockdown like the same as I did the last one in anger, but now I'm just kind of nudging. I can plan my days. I know what I'm going to do. Just make the best of the situation that I can. Which, if you asked me that in May, that would not have been my answer. I would have been sat here with a glass of gin saying, what? with no motivation whatsoever. So it's completely changed my diet, my health, my get up and go, my energy, and I've just started the capsules. I haven't been on the capsules very long, so mine is basically down to boosters, shakes, and a complete diet overhaul, and a lot less alcohol, like a lot. But yeah, so basically Juice Plus has changed my life. So then I became a distributor, and basically not to sell, not to necessarily make money, but to make people feel like I did in August instead of how I did in March. And the response that I've had from people who've said, like, you look amazing, like, and my first response is that, like, thank you, I do kind of look a lot better than I did, but I feel amazing now, and the confidence is there again, which, being a primary school teacher, you have to have, but it disappeared, and I was pleased to get it back. So yeah, the products have done me a great deal of good, and the group and the ladies in it. So it's been quite an enjoyable 90 days, and I'm excited to see what the next one holds and what the products do for me even more.
Oh, Sam, that was absolutely amazing. And what a as well in 90 days. What a huge change. Millie's Fit Girl Club sounds amazing. I'm going to try and sneak an invite into the Fit Girl Club.
Feel free.
I think so many people came out of lockdown feeling how you felt. The sun was out, the food was out, the barbecue was on. So you were not alone, but the fact that you've transformed that in such a short space of time, and you're going into this lockdown feeling amazing and full of positivity is absolutely incredible. So
my husband jumped on as well, so he realised as well, so he jumped on as well, and he's transformed his diet and takes the shakes to work with them, which makes me really angry because I'm gonna have to buy more.
Well, it's so nice when you do it together as a family. It really, really is, and you'll find you have everyone on Juice Plus soon. So huge welcome. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next we have got the lovely Gemma. Just unmute yourself at the bottom, Gemma.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm nervous like Sam, but I'm glad she went first.
Sam's done amazing, and you're going to do amazing as well. If you just tell us.
Thank you. So hi, yeah, I'm Gemma. I've suffered very bad with my mental health over the past few years. As well as I have a daughter who is now 9, who has been assessed for autism. And she is very hard work, and I always feel like it's been my fault or there's something I've done wrong, which then affected the way I was on myself. So lockdown obviously happened, kids off school, husband at work, and I also have a 4-year-old little boy. So dealing with them on a day-to-day basis was a nightmare. So like people emotionally ate their emotions, I also drank mine as well as ate them. So which made my mental health deteriorate even more, and my weight rocketed up. I got married in May last year, and I put 2 stone on within a year after getting married. And we moved house, and I had a mirror next to my bed, and every time I rolled out of bed I could see myself. and I was disgusted by the way I looked, and I thought something has to give, and I need to start putting myself first. Oh, I'm getting emotional now because I always put everybody else first before myself. So I thought, no, balls to it. Yous get looked after enough. I need to look after myself. So I reached out and I purchased the boosters and I fiddled about with them for a bit. And then I got introduced to Millie's Fit Girl Club. And the plan was go gluten, wheat, dairy, alcohol, caffeine free. And to me, it was all or nothing. And from day one, I put everything into it. I started with the boosters, and then like me and Sam won a competition together, and I got the vanilla complete, and that was a game changer. A lot of people always think, oh, the price, but no, like if you think about it, it doesn't cost a fortune, and it saves you in the long run. I've actually stopped buying fresh fruit and vegetables because they were just going in the bin. So to go with me complete, I add frozen and they last longer. So yeah, so put all my effort into it. I stopped drinking alcohol, went totally cold turkey, and I stopped drinking for 12 weeks. And within that challenge, the Fit Girl Challenge, I lost 2 stone, 30 inches all over my body, and obviously the alcohol was the big thing. I have had a drink since. I can only handle 1 bottle of wine, and that's me done. I can't. That is it. But we've got another competition coming up, so that will be it. Me off the drink again. And what else was I going to say? Sorry. I totally lost myself. Same as well as Sam. I've joined the team as well, and I think it's just the best decision I've ever made. Like, it's just totally changed my life, and the compliments that I get as well, like, oh, you look amazing, how have you done this? Like Sam said as well, like, oh, the Juice Plus, like, oh, you're on that diet. It's not a diet. I don't feel restricted in any way. If I want chocolate, I'll knock up a chocolate shake. I can have a Snickers shake and not even put any fruit in it, and it's the best thing ever. So yeah, you have your bar of chocolate, I'll have my Snickers shake. So yeah, I can't really think of anything else.
That was amazing, Gemma. You've done incredible. Absolutely amazing.
I feel so hot.
You were amazing. It gets easier, I promise.
Oh, there is one more thing as well. I was on medication for me mental health, and I've just totally come off it.
Wow.
That was the other thing, yeah. I reduced it. I was on 150 milligrams of sertraline. I reduced it to 50. And normally this time of year, I used to think I needed it to get us through over Christmas and things, because it can be quite stressful, and obviously lockdown and things. But I've reduced it to 100, and I think it's been a week or something. I just haven't been taking it. Wow. And I don't need it.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I've got Juice Plus now.
Oh, Gemma, your story's actually quite emotional. We've got a very story. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry. My son got autism, and he gets a bit excited in the evening. So yeah, we've got a very relatable story. So huge, well done. I know it's tough times. Sounds like you're doing an amazing job. No emotional. And yeah, just congratulations. 2 stone weight loss is incredible, and to quit all of the things that you did and replace it with all these incredible healthy habits in such a short space of time. And like you said, it's not a diet, it's a healthy lifestyle change. You've absolutely smashed it, and I cannot wait to see your incredible progress in the business.
It's only just the beginning. It's only been 3 months, and it's just the beginning.
Yeah. Huge well done, Gemma. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And up next we have got our lovely Carl. I hope.
I turned my camera off before I unmuted myself. Sorry. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. My name's Carl, as they just said. I actually joined the business and found the products around the same time as the 2 girls prior to me, and I just want to say congratulations to both of you. That's really, I mean, you had me giggling and following your stories as you both spoke, so really well done. That was awesome. And I kind of went on a similar journey upon finding the products, but I was like, it wasn't so much anything except I was just a generally unhealthy young man, and never really paid attention to my health, never really paid attention to anything to do with, you know, getting better, getting fit, getting healthy. I was very much a live fast, die young kind of guy. No salad on burgers, drink everything you can, party as hard as you want to go. I was in a rock band and everything, and I just went as crazy as I physically could. And you know, as you start to grow up, you find certain things that come along, and you realize within yourself. And anyway, it was actually came along at the right time when COVID hit, lockdown hit, lost my full-time income, but also started to think, oh my God, right? I'm married, I want to have a child eventually, which we are now, pregnant. And it's, you know, it came along at the right time. A friend of mine at work introduced me to it and said, look, I'm going to go back online. I'm going to work my online business. I said, what is it? And they started talking about the health products. And not being into health, I was like, nah, yeah, all right. It's just one of these things where everyone pays too much money and takes a load of stuff that they don't need. And then I realized that it's not. It's actual whole food, and it actually makes a difference, and it actually changes. I mean, it sounds silly, but it changes everything inside you, right? And then it starts to change everything on the outside, and then it changes everything around you, and it's just mad. So I decided to start on the premium capsules. I said, right, let me give this a go. And within a couple of weeks, I was waking up feeling in a positive mindset rather than groggy. I was smoking and drinking a lot less naturally, not even like going on a detox diet, which I did eventually hit the, you know, I joined the 90-day body back program, right? So I went on to a detox and followed on with that. And then I started to notice spots on my back disappearing and feeling better and looking better and skin health. And I was like, right, okay, I want to share this with friends and family, which you naturally do. You know, there is a business side to this, which both the young ladies before me mentioned, but it naturally comes. It's not about going out there selling. It's about going on your own personal journey and joining a community of people around the world and then starting to share that journey. And I didn't really necessarily have a health goal, right, when I joined, but I went on the mission. I joined the health cause. I got healthy. I started, you know, sharing this with my friends and family who, you know, all had better skin, lost weight. My wife's got dermatitis, which she's not had a flare up in God knows how long. After years of smoking and drinking, was told that it'd take a while for us to get pregnant, and pew pew, but literally first time, on time, every time, no messing around. We were told, yeah, start thinking about it, and when you start trying, then you'll realize how long it's going to take. And I mean first time, on time. So any guys on here tonight, I honestly recommend that. A few months later, like literally 3 days ago, right, I came out of the bathroom and I'm getting changed, whatever, and my wife's on the bed behind me, and she goes, oh my God. And I said, what are you looking at? What's going on? And she'd noticed that, so about 4 months ago, I was really upset about my hair. My dad's bald, my granddad's bald, my uncle's bald. Basically, hereditary, definitely going to happen to me, right? So, and I'd noticed when I was doing the push-up challenge that when I was making the videos, I kept noticing my bald patch, and it was really annoying me, right? And it wasn't a particular health goal of mine when I started using Juice Plus, but I know we've got the hair studies, and we've got all these things about it. It helps with skin, hair, and nails, right? Didn't think anything of it. And then when my wife goes, oh my God, I said, what? And she was like, Carl, look at the back of your head. And I said, I can't look at the back of my head. Will you take a picture, please? Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, lo and behold, I've shared it yesterday on social media. In 4 months, I've gone from 2 predominant bald patches to no bald patch at all. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to come back, because obviously my entire family's bloody bald at the age that they're at. So it's going to happen to me. But if I can put it off for as long as physically possible, wow, amazing. So finally, I got my major benefit that I'm so super thrilled about. I mean, the skin thing, all this other stuff that I did go through, I was happy with. But this is something that I'm like, right, I need to shout it out to the world. And the best bit about it, it's not, as I said, it's not about joining the business for 50 quid and having a business that operates worldwide. It's about going on your own journey and then sharing it with others who go on their journey. I said last week, and I'll say it one last time, I've got 2 people who respectively lost 13 and 15 kilos using the different health programs, and that's specifically what it is. It's not a diet, it's not fad, it's not chemicals, it's nothing but whole food, a little bit of exercise, you know, increase the amount of water you're doing and get some proper sleep. and it changes your life. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, man. I mean, I've now got a side income that's growing and growing every single week. We're expanding the team every single week. The likes of Sara, James, and other people on this call help you every step of the way, whether it's health-wise or business-wise. And I'm now growing such a great team that are all helping other people and helping each other. So thank you, Sara. Thank you, James. Thank you for having me again. And I'll hand it back over to you. Thank you again.
Thank you, Carl. And I like that you said that you're getting better sleep, because you better make the most of that with baby on the way, because you won't be in a few months.
I know, yeah, I've been on.
Never sleep again in your life. Thank you so much, Carl. And as you said, so true. You know, this business is all about using the product, sharing your journey, recommending them to others. So many people say, you know, I'm not a salesperson, I couldn't sell. We don't do that. We use the best products in the world and we share our journeys. So up next, we have got our lovely Howard.
It's the lovely Howard. He's here.
Hey, Howard, how are you?
I'm a very well person. And by the way, don't ever look at me the way you turned around and looked at your youngster just now. That scared me. Cool. Dear, oh dear. Oh.
I put myself on mute really quick.
I know that. Didn't have to say a word. Just the look killed.
The mum look.
The mum look. It was definitely a mum look. Listen, guys, great privilege to be here, and a big warm welcome to all those people looking at the business for the first time. My story goes back a long way. I actually remember Juice Plus when it was first launched, way back in 1993. At that time, I was in the corporate world, and I changed jobs about the middle of 1994, around about May time. And I was traveling a great deal to Eastern Europe. I wasn't a spy. And at that point, I wasn't able to actually continue with the business side of things. Now, fast forward around 20 years, an old friend of mine who I'd known originally in the business, he got in touch with me. I had my own business at the time. And he contacted me about a couple of different things, but he reminded me about Juice Plus, and his timing was very opportune for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I was doing a lot of cycling at that time, nothing competitive, but I had committed to a major cycling event in the Alps the following summer. And I knew that the quality of the nutrition within Juice Plus would underpin the training that I was going to have to do. Now, in addition to that, I figured that over 20 years, a few more products would have emerged and appeared that would help me. And that certainly proved to be the case. I found that the Juice Plus Complete was fantastic for post-exercise recovery, as well as being a very versatile product, and you could use it for breakfast and meal replacement, as we heard from other people during the course of this call. But his call was very opportune also because my business, if I'm brutally honest, at that point was starting to founder. The financial crisis had started way back about sort of 4 or 5 years before, but the shockwaves were leaving my business in very, very rough waters, shall we say. And if I'm honest, I probably should have done more about it back then, but I decided that I needed to look at the Juice Plus business again as my plan B. And I did some fairly ruthless due diligence. And the science, as we've heard from numerous people, was absolutely compelling. It is irrefutable. And I think I'm right in saying it's gone up from 38 to 40 scientific and clinical studies showing that it supports all these key areas of health. No need for me to repeat what Paula said during her talk a little bit earlier. I also welcome the fact that so many children were actually obtaining the product for free. And whilst I don't have children myself, I know plenty of people that do, and the being able to actually offer that to people, I figured would be an excellent thing to do. I decided that I would take both the products and get involved with the business. After 6 years, I don't have the clean sheet that Paula has. I have actually been sick twice in that time, but twice in 6.5 years, if somebody had told me that at the start, I'd have been more than happy. Quite apart from that, the business, and again, as Carl so eloquently said, the amount of support that you get from all manner of people who sometimes have a vested interest in your success, often as not, they don't, but they are willing to help, train, encourage, develop, nurture, all of these things. You are in business for yourself. It's a cliche perhaps, but you are most certainly not by yourself. And that is very reassuring. I can assure everybody who's looking at this for the first time. If you're just not quite sure, the support is amazing. So as Richard Branson once said, if you're not entirely sure what to do when you see this amazing opportunity, just roll your sleeves up, jump in with both feet and get stuck in and figure it out as you go along, because the amount of people who are there to help you is amazing. Thanks very much.
Oh, that was brilliant, Howard. Absolutely amazing. And it's so true what you said. The support that you get when you join the business is absolutely incredible. So definitely don't let that hold you back, because you will be helped and supported the whole way along on your journey. Thank you, Howard.
Pleasure.
Thank you. And then up next, we've got our lovely Katie.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
Good.
Right, how do I do this? Okay. Yeah, so I like most people got involved with the business via the products. I had a really good product story. It was all about my skin. I'd had a really awful rash over my body for about 2 years, and had been to the doctors probably about 6 times over those 2 years, and been given lots of different pharmaceutical products, and nothing helped. And found Juice Plus, or Juice Plus found me, and yeah, I took the 4-month course of the premium capsules, and within 3 months my skin had completely healed. So I was a massive fan of the products. Got involved with the business as well. You know, my kids are on all the products as well, and have had amazing sort of results from that. But yeah, so my business story, I mean, you know, I've always loved the business. I'm a tattooist. I've owned my own shop for the last 16 years. I'm a traditional business owner as well. But I love the potential that you could earn whatever you wanted, like the sky's your limit with this business. Whereas, you know, as opposed to working in a shop and only being sort of, you know, bound by the hours that you can work, and all that kind of stuff. So I was really kind of drawn to this business, didn't know anything about it, kind of stepped through the doors to a secret world, and have absolutely fallen in love with it. Like, the people are so encouraging, so positive. They do become your family, and I couldn't really ever see myself not doing this now. Now, in the last lockdown, again, just on the first of the day of the second lockdown now, I've had to stop working my traditional business, but I am not frightened at all. I've got no fear, because the last lockdown, this business soared, and I you know, it helped me pay my rent, it helped put food on the table, and I realized how amazing this business was in the last lockdown. So yeah, I'm kind of excited for this lockdown, really, which is crazy, because, you know, I've had to shut the doors of my shop. But yeah, I'm not frightened, and yeah, bring it on. Can't wait to see what happens.
Oh, Katie, that's absolutely amazing. Honestly, that really has touched me, because it's such a frightening time for so many people right now. And heading previous lockdown, like you said, all of the fear and the anxiety of just, you know, how are we going to cope? Now going into the second one and feeling much more relaxed, because you know you've got this, it's, you know, it is an absolute godsend. So I'm really happy for you. Thank you for sharing your story, and we're really excited what you pull out the bag this time.
Thank you.
So yeah, Katie went big last lockdown, I just said. So, you know, I'm not going to go into my story too much. I will just say that I've been with Juice Plus for 4 years now. As you've heard this evening, it's been an absolutely incredible journey. I've loved everything about it. Like Katie, throughout the last lockdown, my partner is self-employed, and his whole income went from, you know, whatever, right down to absolutely nothing for whatever, you know, the 3 or 4 months that it was. And thankfully, the business that I've built up over the past 4 years was able to cover all of our outgoings, all of our expenses, you know, and just really get us through the last lockdown. So, and again, like Katie, you know, we don't have to feel worried or concerned this time around, which is just absolutely, you know, gold dust for so many people to have that business that, you know, you start off as your plan B income, and before you know it, especially in times like this, it's totally transformed into our plan A income, and we would be absolutely lost without it. So I would just say, it's, you know, it's never been a better time to be starting a business, so that you do have 2 incomes as a family, or a residual income, so that you're not relying on one stream of income. If there's anything that the past few months have taught us, for us as a family, that's definitely one of the most prominent ones. So I'm going to pass over to James quickly, and then we're going to head on to our incredible guest speaker of the evening.
Oh, hi everyone. Yeah, so I'm just going to be super quick. So I have been involved with the business for 32 years. So it's been amazing, and I just loved it. The moment I saw it, I couldn't see myself necessarily doing it, but I just got stuck in. I really went for it, and I just loved it as I got going, and I found it was just a wonderful experience. And I would, you know, highly support everything that everyone has said so far. It really is quite an extraordinary, as Katie said, it's like an adventure into a secret garden. Wonderful. So it's given me so much income over the years, so much, it gives me so much fun. But at the end of the day, it's given me the number one thing, it's given me freedom. I'm not answerable to anyone. And you know, it's just a fantastic feeling. I'll hand you back to Sara.
Thank you, James. Amazing as always. And now we have got the incredible Gordon, who's all in Portugal, but he's here with us tonight to share his amazing story.
Thank you, Sarah, and good evening, everybody. I'm very excited about hearing all these stories tonight. It kind of reinforces your own belief in the products and belief in the business, and it's great to kind of hear you all and see you all. Sadly, we haven't been able to give each other a hug for the last year, so I'll give you a virtual hug, all of you together, and hope that lockdown isn't going to be too bad for you. Thankfully, we haven't gone into lockdown in Portugal. We're good guys in Portugal, you see. We do what we're told, as opposed to some of the UK people. That's only what I read, but I don't believe it. Anyway, my story, which is kind of, I'm going to keep it fairly short, but I know you want to hear some of my top tips, but my story is quite important as well. I actually saw the opportunity on the 19th of September, 1991. That's when I joined the business. And the reason I said I saw it, I actually signed up on the same day that I saw it, which is like, you know, I don't think many people do that these days, but I was an accountant. That's my background, my training. So professionally trained. A friend of mine who was also an accountant, he actually joined this business, but invited me along to a meeting. He was very clever, and he let me try and experience the product. So I had a very open mind when I went along to the meeting, which is very important, because I think you need to try the products and be on the products before you understand the benefits. Listening to some of the stories tonight, that's why it's so important to do that. Anyway, at that meeting, there was so many different stories. I heard them all. I heard all the facts and figures. I loved what I heard. And it wasn't until one person got on the stage and started to tell his story. And it was quite fascinating, because I couldn't relate to this particular person. Here I am, I'm an accountant, I'm sitting in my suit. This guy had a totally different background from me, but he was the #1 earner in the UK. And I nudged my friend and I said, "Is this true?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Just give me that form." And my mind said to myself, if he can do it, I can do it. That's not a problem. And I just signed the form there and then. So I don't recommend you necessarily do that, but what was interesting, and I'll share this because this is one of my top tips. My sponsor, he left me within like 4 weeks of me joining. I just can't believe it. I mean, he just kind of quit the business. And I had to find someone above him that was going to help me and kind of teach me what to do. And this particular guy said, "Look, the first thing you got to do is come to one of our meetings, which is a sales coordinator express." And I said, "Yeah, where's that?" And he said, "Memphis in Tennessee." I said, "What?" And it was in America. So, you know, there was no meetings in the UK as such. Anyway, I took myself to Memphis, and he said, "Oh, by the way, you have to be a sales coordinator before you go there." I said, "Really?" And I literally just joined the business. To get to sales coordinator in those days, and James will bear me out with this, it was £15,000 in 1 month. So it was kind of a pretty tall order to do. Anyway, I went out, I shared the business, I shared my product story. I believed in the products because I knew, and I was, kind of interested in health anyway, and went out there. And I didn't actually make it to sales coordinator my first month, but I just missed it by a smidgen. And actually, when I got to Memphis, I did go to Memphis, and when I got there, I discovered there were people that were dealers, partner pluses, SPs. There was a whole load of people there. So I kind of silently twigged that he actually kind of tricked me to get me there. But at the same time, it was the reason that I actually stayed in the business. I created a vision for myself, and I saw what potentially could happen in the UK and what was going to happen inevitably. And at that stage, the company was only 20 years old. So, it had some history, but not as much history as it is now. Fast forward now, what I did was I took a massive action. I set myself a 3 to 5 year game plan. I took a massive action to kind of fulfill it. And what I see when people come into the business now is they're not consistent with their action, and they don't give it enough time to actually see it all the way through, which is a shame, really, because if they know what was on the other side of the spectrum, they would actually see it all the way through. And why not? I mean, there's so many more successful people than myself. And certainly James and I have seen in the last 3 to 5 years, we've seen people come in that have overtaken us by not just 1, 2, 3 times, but several, 20 times, larger businesses we have. And one of the things that I was told to do by my mentor, my upline, was to create a list of 200 people. And what he said was that if I created that list, he'd start to work with me. I said, oh, great, okay. So I started to write down all the names of all the people I knew, because phones really weren't that kind of, fashionable in those days. But so I started to get this thing, and this guy was a private dentist, and I phoned up his dental surgery, and I asked to speak to him, and there was a bit of a pause, and then the receptionist came back. She said, Robert wants to know how many names you have on your list. And I said, ooh, I've got 68. And she said, Robert tells you to get 200, and until that, don't phone him up. And she hung the phone up on me. I was like, what? I said, you having a laugh? And literally that night, I got out my almanac, I got out my old school boys kind of, names, addresses. I went nuts, and I got something like 350 names. Now, whether I was going to see these people, I don't know. Anyway, I went back to my mentor, my upline, and we did. We visited 60% of those people, or certainly touched and reached out to them. And from that, I got a bunch of customers, I got a bunch of people in the business, and I just started to go to work. And that 3 to 5 year game plan that I had started to come into fruition. And along the way, I'm sure you saw the kind of write-up, I met my wife. So you've got to be careful what you put down as a goal in your 3 to 5 year game plan. And we met at a Juice Plus conference in Wiesbaden. And I remember it really well. It was like February time. It was really cold. And she was wearing this amazing mink coat. And I made some comments, and she made some comments. And that was it, really, I suppose. So we got married. And Michelle, she is a national marketing director in the business as well. We work together. And if anything, what Michelle has done is created, if you like, a foundation for us to work together, because she's a grounding influence. I tend to kind of go off at a tangent sometimes. And I think, again, I'll come back to my top tips. Having a buddy and having a partner is so important in this business. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to marry them, first of all. And the other thing is, there's so many people out there that are in the same boat as you, and to lock arms with them and to kind of start to build a business is so gratifying and so rewarding. It's worth doing and looking for that. Anyway, fast forward 20 odd years, we decided that the UK, we had enough of the winters in the UK, And we explored coming down to Portugal for 3 years. We would leave in September and come back in March, April time. And we thoroughly enjoyed, the sunshine, the vitamin D you get in an abundant supply. And I'm sure some of you must know me that I'm a bit of a passionate golfer. So coming to Portugal, and they've got 106 golf courses. It was like going, if I thought this was heaven, this was what I thought heaven was all about. Anyway, we 2 years ago, we decided we'd come down for a whole year just to see what it was like. And within 2 months of coming down, we found a house that, well, it wasn't a dream house that we found, but it was a dream view in terms of where we were. And we set about turning it into something that everybody would love. And we're staying there now. And, sometimes when I go on some of these podcasts, somebody says, oh, can you visualize your best day and your ideal day? And I find it really hard to kind of not think about what I do every day, because I think that's where I am at the moment. I've got a visualization of my dream has come true in terms of where I am. And, it's very exciting. We're living in fairly kind of interesting times at the moment, to say the least. But I tell you what, the one place I would want to live in is Portugal. We've got the lowest number of COVID cases, lowest number of deaths. We've got what everybody needs. I hear doctors harping on about, get yourself vitamin D kind of tested. Well, we've got that 320 days of the year. It's just unbelievable, the sunshine that we have out here. And it does make a difference. I used to have a friend in Australia, and I always laughed that he was always laughing and always smiling. But when you've got sunshine in your back and when you've got sunshine in your face and you feel it all around, it does make you smile, I've got to say. It's quite interesting. Anyway, that's really my story. I mean, the story still goes on. We're looking forward to Portugal opening up. That's, believe it or not, we're the smallest country probably in Europe, albeit less than kind of Ireland or something like that. But we're the only country that we moved to that Juice Plus weren't in. I didn't quite work that one out, did I? But there we go. It's opening up soon, and we're excited about that. We're already talking to people and building up our contact list, and using these opportunities to kind of share with some of the people over here. So Sarah, if I was to give you 5 top tips, and the people on the call, this would be my kind of top tips. I mean, the first thing probably, and there's a couple of things really that this ties into. You've got to become a product of the product. I heard somebody tonight saying, oh, I joined the club, but I wasn't using the products. Well, that kind of, for me, doesn't work. You need to be a product of the product. You need to use the products, and not just one product. You need to use them all. Because if you're going to share that with people, you need to know the benefits of the product that's happening to you, and people will buy what you tell them, not what other people will tell them. So it's very important to feel that. And it's about how you say it, not what you say. It's that passion that you've got, and you only get it from using the products. And we've heard that tonight with all these stories from people using the products. But as an accountant, I put my accountant's hat on. I saw, and this was very quick, I saw that my friend that introduced me to the business was a sales coordinator. I came in as a dealer, moved up to Partner Plus, and I then reckoned that he was making 7% on everything that I did, more than I was, because I was at a different level than he was in terms of retailing. So my first goal was to actually get to that sales coordinator position. And once you got to that sales coordinator position, it's the highest earning position in the retail marketplace. So whether you're a Partner Plus or an international marketing director or a senior partner, if you get to sales coordinator, you earn more money. Now, it doesn't take rocket science. For doing the same thing, what would you rather get paid, 10% or 20%? I'd rather get paid 20%. And that's what I did. So here's the secret, Sarah. If you get to that top position of sales coordinator in terms of retailing, To get to QSSC, do you know what you've got to do? Find one more person that does the same, and you have enough volume to get you to QSSC. To get to SSC, if you find two people and they do exactly the same as you did, you'll get to SSC, £10,000 in terms of the marketing plan. So sales coordinator for me is the most important position, and all you have to do, once you've actually understood it yourself, duplicate it as many times as you can, and you'll start to see your business grow. And I think there's a number that you have to get to really start to expand your business. 20 to 30 people is what I see within my own teams that will start to expand your business. And once you get to those numbers, you'll see the whole thing just kind of go stratospheric, as they say. So that's my first tip. My second tip, or third tip, no, third tip. That was the first, that was 1 and 2. So my third tip was my American upline, who's James's upline. He's a bit of a guru in terms of marketing, and he always has a story to tell. And one of the stories that I love that he tells is about sowing and reaping, and about the farmer, and about, you know, sowing the seeds. And if you start that process early enough, then when it comes to harvest, there's a big harvest and there's enough to go round. And coming back to what I said before, what I see with a lot of people that come into the business, they don't sow enough seeds. And there's not enough care, like my upline did, or my mentor. He made me write out 350 names. I wasn't going to speak to those people. There was people on that list that I would never, ever speak to. He made me go and speak to them as the first people that I went to speak to. It was like, oh my God, I don't want to speak to that person. But you know, the people that were more successful on my list were the ones that were more open-minded. So if you're going to sow some seeds, sow it with people that are 10 out of 10 in terms of your estimation. And those are the people that you will get the best benefits from when you have a business opportunity to speak to these guys. And create an ongoing list. You know, I'm forever writing things down, speaking to people. I know that Howard did his testimonial there. Howard is the king of what we call the 3-foot rule. And the 3-foot rule, if anyone comes within 3 foot and you say hello to them, you say, how are you? Then there's an opportunity for you to actually tell them about your business. And that is the most important thing. You know, 3 foot everybody that comes in close to you, contact you. I mean, I know we're all going into lockdown, but now people are at home, you can 3 foot everybody via the Zoom calls. And that's important. So sowing and reaping, making sure that you're kind of doing that, and your harvest is going to be amazing. And I know that you guys, you know, a lot of the people in the UK, you've gone fantastically well. I saw some figures. 3.9 million in January were the UK turnover, and it ended up as 16.9 million in August. Wow, what an absolute amazing business. And that's one country out of the 27 that Juice Plus are in. Amazing. Okay, next tip, number 4, work on yourself, most important. You know, our business is 90% inspiration and 10% perspiration. You have to be, you know, someone that grows to work this business. And it's so important that you work on yourself. You know, a lot of people sometimes come in and they go very, very fast to the top position. That's because they probably paid the price somewhere else and they've worked on themselves before they actually come into the business, or their drive is so massive that, you know, they're constantly working on themselves and on the business. And it's very important. But never judge yourself and other people. You know, you can only do what you do. But there's a plethora of things out there now. You know, Michelle listens to a podcast every day. Charlie, her 21-year-old son, listens to podcasts every day. You know, they grow every single day by listening to these. You know, there's lots of things out there. There's audiobooks if you don't like reading. There's reading. There's communication. Your buddy, find out what they're reading. Put a post out there. Find out what other people are reading to find out what they're doing. And, you know, just share that information. But once you start to grow yourself, you'll find your business will grow. And, you know, I always remember that you know, when we first started, we went along to a Tony Robbins firewalk. And it was so funny. There were 10,000 people in London at this firewalk. And I went along with my wife, Michelle. She wasn't my wife at that time, but we said, let's do something like that together. Anyway, we went through this process on the Friday night to do the firewalk, and it takes a long time. It wasn't until about midnight until the firewalk came. Anyway, by that time, I was absolutely bursting to go to the toilet. So I went to the toilet. When I came back out, the whole room had moved outside. It was like, oh God, it's gone. So I'm rushing to find Michelle and 10,000 people, never made it. And I had to go across this firewalk with myself. And I was like, oh my God, you know, this is amazing. But I couldn't find the person that I really wanted to go the firewalk together. But it taught me that it doesn't matter if, you know, there's not somebody there to hold you up. If you've got the right kind of, you know, inspiration inside yourself, you're going to do it yourself. And I did the firewalk. In fact, I came back round because I didn't feel anything. I thought, okay, that wasn't right. I did it again just to make sure that it was all right, you know. So there we go. Anyway, last tip. I think one of the things about our business is that you've got to have some fun. And, you know, we all come together, we're self-employed, we work from home, we're not in the camaraderie that you get in an office environment. So you've got to create some fun. And, you know, along the way, James and I and all the people, I see Millie on there, we've had some amazing fun. You know, Nikki, we've been to meetings together. In fact, I look at this weekend, we did a burn supper in Edinburgh when we went to the conference in Edinburgh. And James and I were up there and met this guy who was in the middle of Princes Street as a piper, piping away. And we went up to him and we said, oh, hi, that's really good. Do you do any private work? And he's piping away like this, pipe, 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 pipe. He took one hand off the actual chanter, reached into his tunic and took out his business card and handed it to me. Anyway, cut a long story short, he actually came to our dinner and piped the haggis into the room. It was just amazing. And it was great fun and everybody had a great time. And it's so important to do that. And those are the stories and the memories that you have forever. I remember Jay Martin, the CEO of Juice Plus, he once said that if you lighten up, your business will brighten up. So, you know, put a smile on your face. I had a Zoom call this morning with somebody in Switzerland, and this lady smiled the whole time that we were there. And I said, you know, I'm sold. Whatever you're doing, I'm sold, you know, because she actually kind of was a breath of fresh air in this gloom and despondency we've got. And if you can share that with other people, then fantastic. So I'm just going to finish now. Oh my goodness, that's the time. My vision for the future, Sara and James, is that I think JP, Juice Plus are just starting. You know, they're going to leave a mark on society. I mean, I joined when they were 20 years old. I wouldn't believe what's happened now. 50 years they are in this world today, and you know they've got an amazing story to tell. But yet they're still a baby in terms of the network marketing industry. But we've got a unique business model, if you like, which is different from anyone else. And when people start to understand what we've got, we'll see our business grow and the whole thing. I mean, it's phenomenal at the moment, but it will be a market leader in years and months and decades to come. And, you know, I'm hoping for another 30 years, and I'm sure James is as well, that we'll still be around. We might have a few teeth missing, but, you know, that doesn't matter. And, you know, we'll have the respect of people out there. We'll have the respect of the industry. People will know about us. So, you know, I heard a couple of stories. Oh, is that the weight loss company? No, it's not. It's a, you know, healthy company, you know, and we will see that. And, you know, as I said, 30 years later, hopefully we'll have a business that we'll all massively be proud of. And there's a younger set coming in that will be taking over from us. And we're looking forward to that opportunity. And I'll hand back to you. Thank you.
Oh, that was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. I could literally listen to you all night, and I loved all of your stories. And I can only imagine the fun that you and James have got up to and the mayhem you've caused.
I haven't told you about his yellow suit he wore, orange suit he wore once.
I could listen all evening. It's so really amazing fun together over the years. Absolutely amazing. And as you said, that is the backbone of our businesses, you know, using incredible products, getting healthy, sharing your journey, having lots of fun, building an amazing business and meeting incredible people along the way. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us this evening. And thank you to all of our lovely guest speakers. It's been an absolutely incredible call. I've loved it. I absolutely love it every week. It's so nice to hear, you know, about our amazing products and to hear from everyone who is doing so well in the business. So thank you everyone for sharing. Thank you James for arranging, and we shall see you again next week. Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone. Thank you. Bye.